Hi there and welcome back. Today we're going to just talk about some subjects, so we're going to have a little chat. So many people ask me, is yoga for everyone? And my answer to this, or my experience of this, is absolutely. So yoga for me is an all-inclusive practice. I would suggest that anyone, as long as you can, walk, or maybe not even walk, can participate in a yoga practice. Yoga being a discipline, so it gives you with many more things than just your standard asana practice or postures. So many times you'll think about yoga and you'll think, can I balance? Can I touch my toes? Can I stand on my head? Can I chant? Can I say Om or whatever it may conjure up for you as a practice? But for me, my philosophy around yoga and my thought processes around yoga is that I've met some incredible people throughout my yoga practice, my yoga learning journey, of which I'm still on. Yoga is for everybody, for all ages and for all abilities and all genders. And I think that the gift of yoga is available for all to do, be it from this medium, a YouTube channel, or from any online platforms, from your local classes to the most boutique, beautiful little niche studios. Or just rolling your mat out at home and doing your own practice. I think people stay away because they can't stand on the head or do a tree pose or touch their toes. But for me, I encourage everybody to come or everyone to practice. And whether it be the strength that you obtain through, stronger warrior poses, or the additional balance you get, or just the fact that you're able to dedicate some time and energy to yourself, to possibly a calmer, quieter space, use your whole body to breathe, or just to pause and give yourself a moment for mindfulness. And connecting your body, your breath, your mind and your soul is very important. Yoga and pain. So not yoga producing pain or yoga giving you pain. So yoga is a form of helping you to relieve pain. And my personal story would be, so I came from a sport background, and the first year that I found yoga and Pilates, it was the first year that I didn't pick up any injuries. I don't mean serious injuries, I just mean niggles and tightness and inflammation and pain and stiffness, okay? I kind of rolled through my season with a more holistic approach to my sport, which also gave, I had to give a lot too. So strength training, strength and conditioning training, obviously game day. So there was heaps and heaps that went into training for my sport. But I slid some yoga practice in there, and the difference was phenomenal for me. Moving forward, I've not played rugby now for many years, but now I'm an active relaxer. So 3 years ago, I was training for a half Ironman and was involved in a bike accident. So I was knocked off my bike. I was on my way to teach a yoga class. Somebody just didn't give way, and so consequently I was injured. Nothing serious, but just lots of bumps and bruises and some ongoing issues, of which I sustained quite a bad knee injury and quite a bad back injury, but nothing spinal, nothing bone issues. And I have had heaps and heaps of physiotherapy after that, and lots of consultants' appointments. And my consultant said to me, you need to continue what you're doing, Jane. You need to continue with yoga practice. You can continue lengthening and strengthening your body. It's a blessing that you do what you do. It's a blessing that you teach yoga and you practice yoga as much as you do, because if you didn't, you may be in a worse state. So for me, I'm probably going to wander into the realms of osteoporosis because I've had injuries and used my body lots. But for me, yoga will be a great longevity for me when it comes to my sport, coming from sport and then coming into yoga. So for me, it's because I want to be able to be a healthy, active older person, and older than I am now, and just be able to continue to enjoy life pain-free as much as I can. So that's my story. So following on from my accident, I trained super hard, being bumped off my bike in a dramatic way, but managed to rehab, and I raced 14 days after the race. It was pretty painful, but I managed it. So, and for me, that was a testimony to the fact that I was able to just function because I practice my yoga and my breathing, and that helps with the pain relief, etc. So that's my personal story. The other thing I want to talk about as well is heaps of people say, does yoga make you lose weight? People being a little bit body obsessed and weight obsessed. Possibly, when you're thinking about calories burned. Now, I could probably run a yoga class that would allow you to burn 150, 180 calories. If we ran a stronger practice, more of an Ashtanga or power class, you may be pumping your calories up around the 200, 300, 400 mark, right? So when you're talking about input and output, calories in, calories out, and let's face it, that is how you are going to lose weight. For me, when it comes to going, can I turn up for myself? Can I produce, and can I bring into my routine some good, wholesome habits of which yoga gives you? Can I turn up for class? Can I get there at a certain time? Can I roll my mat out at home? And can I do this practice to serve me so I can understand my body better? I can connect to my body better. I can understand how it feels. How does it feel when I rotate? How does my belly feel? How does my body feel? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? And bearing in mind that yoga practicing, the different postures we come into help with detoxifying. They help with digestive system. There's an actual posture called wind relieving pose, believe it or not. But hey, all of these poses and all of these postures are there, but more so the mind that you get and the mindset that comes with practicing yoga. And yoga is a discipline. So there's 8 limbs of yoga. There's heaps and heaps and heaps of learning and continuous learning, continuous training, continuous knowledge and experience gain when it comes to yoga. It's not just turn up, do your stuff on your mat, go, and your whole life. So possibly looking at other practices which marry with yoga. So Ayurvedic practices where we talk about lots of wholesome foods, good nutritional choices. So when it comes to will yoga help me lose weight, in its singular kind of, will you go to a yoga class, leave the room and you've lost weight? No, because sustained good habits, good practices, and turning up for yourself, putting yourself in a position where you're going to be the best version of yourself, then the answer will be yes. So I just thought we'd have a small chat this morning and just go through those things. Now, if you have enjoyed this, then please subscribe and click the notifications button so you can get all of the information that we come up with, and we hope to see you again soon. Om Namaste.